people, what is going down? It's DJ Ash Noble here. Welcome to another stream. Today is just kind of me coming live and saying that I hope you've all had a Christmas. Um, there isn't really anything much to stream about, sort of from now until next year, because as you know from other streams, if you've watched them, I'm got no more bookings left. So my bookings this year, they've come to an end, and I'm quite pleased about that. I mean, I do reckon we'll probably play like a New Year's Eve gig or something, but in all honesty, I'm quite grateful now that I can just kind of say that that's it and I'm finished now this year. And I've done some amazing bookings this year, which you all know about. So I'm quite pleased that I do kind of get this little break and I'm not sort of. I don't really know how to say it, but I'm just here, aren't I? And I get that chance to sort of like chill out now and stuff like that. So I hope everyone's had a really good Christmas. I had a good Christmas actually. Last Christmas wasn't the best Christmas. There was a family argument. I won't go into detail about it. And I thought, is this year going to be really much different than last year? And I gave it the benefit of the doubt. Decided to have Christmas at home and see if there was going to be any like family dispute going wrong. And I thought something was going to go wrong, to be honest, on Christmas Eve. And then everything just seemed to go all tickety boo and nice. So I woke up on Christmas morning, had a little bit of a chill out. I was chilled in bed for a bit, just enjoying Christmas morning. And then This Is Bounce UK, they released 80 tracks for free on Christmas as a Christmas present. So you got 80 bangers for free. So I hopped on, I downloaded them, and there's some absolute corkers in there, by the way. Want to give a massive shout out to Pitch Invader, because there's about, maybe going on 8 tracks of his in that pack. And I'm not kidding you, there's some belters in that pack, and there's actually some tunes that I actually wanted myself. I was going to buy them at some point because they was on my list of tunes that I wanted. And there's just some bangers. He's done a remix of Ice MC, Think About the Way. It's belting. He's done a remix of Special D, Come With Me. And again, it's just absolutely belting. And he's done some tunes that I didn't even know he'd done. Goes into some nice heavy drops and just completely up my street. So I had a little play around with them. I had a little bit of a mixeroonie and stuff like that. I got some Christmas gifts. I got some nice hair gel, a couple of little tubs of Pringles. I'm a sucker. I love my Pringles, especially my barbecue flavours, my sour cream and onion. I like the original Pringles as well. So I was happy with them. I got barbecue and original. So I was happy with them. I also got a nice little deodorant spray. But before anybody starts going down in the comments, to disappoint you all, it wasn't a Lynx Africa. I know everyone goes absolutely bonkers about Lynx Africa. They absolutely hate it, but they make a joke and a meme about getting it at Christmas. And, but a really nice deodorant, so I was quite pleased with that. Nice deodorant. And I also have some new glasses coming, but they just take a while to come. So I've got some new glasses on the way, and I also had a little bit of money spent on the Bounce Heaven digital store, and I bought some new bangers on there as well. And some absolute core. Benjamin, Sweet Child, is a remix of the Guns N' Roses. Sweet Child of Mine, and he's done a really good job with it actually. He's done a cracking remix of it, and I just had to buy it. And then I also got a brand new remix of Amigos. You guys will know by now that I am a sucker for dropping an Amigos. So I had this sort of like little tribe going, where if I play if I play like an event and it's a different genre of music to what I normally play. So, for example, when I play hardcore, I played a hardcore version of Amigos. When I played the Bounce Night for the first time, I played a bounce version of it. when I played a hard house night, I played like a hard house, hard dance version. So I've kind of got this thing going on where whatever night I play, I've got to find like a version of Amigos and I've got to drop it in. So the only one I haven't done yet is I haven't played a house version yet, and I've not played a D&B version. If I've got the need to play a D&B version, or I find one, by all means I'll be dropping it in, because I love Amigos. It's a banging tune, and I just love the vocals in it as well. And the Bounce Assassins and Kenny Haynes, they've done this cracking remix of Amigos. It's been re-sang as well, and it just sounds really good. So that was good. And then my boy Devise, he did a nice little remix of a classic happy hardcore tune, Techno Wonderland, which I've got to be honest, there's on the Bounce Heaven store, there's quite a few people that have remixed some classic happy hardcore tunes, and some people who are like big happy hardcore heads and hardcore fans. I'm a hardcore fan myself. They say that these tunes, they don't sound that good, and some of them say like they've just straight ripped it from the original tune and filtered the vocal and stuff, and this, that, and the other. And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, some of them do sound a little bit like you shouldn't have maybe tackled this remix. But I ain't gonna lie, there is actually some of them I do like. The Techno Wonderland actually is one that I don't actually mind. I don't mind it. It's really just good to me. And it's just something different to drop in the mix. There's a guy called Degeneration. He did a remix of Heart of Gold. I like that one as well. Charlie Bosch did Rush Hour, which again is a corker of a tune. Devise also did Rainbow Islands, which it's not a bad tune. The vocal sounds a little bit like it's got reverb on it, and it doesn't sound the best, but it's not a horrible song. And they're not too bad as some of them. But a guy called Hashem did a tune called Pleasure Beach. It's a remix of Funfair from I think it's a Force and Styles tune. And my Kenny did a remix of it called Climb the Mountain, and his other half Gemma sang the vocals for it, and it's one of Kenny's probably most well-known tunes, and probably one of his bests. And parties and things, Gemma will grab the mic and she'll sing it. And this guy called Hashem, he's done like a remix. It's been re-sang. I'm not gonna lie, like, it doesn't sound horrible, but it doesn't sound good at the same time. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's like probably the worst out of the hardcore remix, happy hardcore remixes on the Bound 7 store that I have heard. It is like one of the worst out of them. And the vocal isn't the best, to be honest, the person who sang it, but the end of the day, it's an absolute belter. So going back to it, so I bought a couple of tunes off that store. I think I spent about a tenner on it, and because they're $2.50 a tune, and to be fair, I don't think it's too overly I mean, $2.50 it is quite dear when you can buy some tunes on Beatport for 99p. I do sort of understand that, but the end of the day, it is quite a belting site really, and it's addictive as well. And the thing I like about this site is I've found so many tunes that have been like remixed that I would never even like have imagined or thought that I'd even come across. Like there was a remix of Paul Van Dyke, We're Alive, and I've never heard anybody like bounce it or hardcore it, or I've barely heard any remixes of it. And just to hear one was just so good, and I had to get it because it just sounds so good. So there's so many tunes on that store that you don't normally hear, and because it's bounce as well, there's like tunes that you won't ever hear hardcore because the vocal won't go to that speed. Do you know what I mean? So like you've got some of these like house vocals that don't sound too good at 170, but you can get away with them sounding alright at 150, and it just works really good. Remix of Don't Mess With My Man, that's on the store. I've not bought that yet. I was a little disappointed on the drop actually. It didn't drop as heavy as I thought it was going to do, but I still might get it. It's not a bad tune. And so I did a little bit of spending on there, but that was before Christmas, because the bank's closed, so I got my Christmas money early, if you like, and stuff like that. So then I had a nice cooked dinner. Was beautiful turkey, stuffing, roast potatoes, or all the full works. For those of you who know or don't know me, I'm not a big vegetable person, so I do sort of tend to have like not really any greenery. I hate Brussels sprouts. Two things I can't stand is peas and onions. Just to me, peas and onions are just awful. Onions in the gravy just ruins the gravy for me. Onions itself, like whether it be like onions in a burger or onions in a hot dog, is just a no go for me. I just don't like it. It's just something I do not like. I'm not really that keen on carrots, if I'm honest. I'll eat them at a push, but I do tend to stay away from greenery. And a lot of people say, Ian Noble, why don't you eat healthy? Maybe you should start eating healthy more. And I ain't really asked. I mean, you've got these people in the world, and they're all keep fit, and they go on these healthy diets, and they think the only way to live a good life and live a good now and live to a good age is to eat healthy and keep fit and keep smart and go jogging and eat salads and limit the fatty foods that you eat. And but they might enjoy a burger, they might enjoy something fatty, but they'll think it's naughty, so they won't eat like a burger or something. Whereas me, on the other hand, I'm one of these people that live life to the full kind of guy. The end of the day, death is death for me. We're gonna die at some point. I'll just be honest and say it on the stream. We're gonna die at some point, right? So I have really asked about trying. I just want to live my life to the full, and when I die, I die. I ain't really, in some sense, fussed about eating something healthy just so there's a chance that I might live a few extra years. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, when we're going to go, we're going to go. And while I'm on this earth and whatever I'm doing, I want to do the things that make me happy. I don't want to sit there and have my meals and not really enjoy it because there's stuff I don't like on the plate. I mean, yeah, I might die at a young age. I might not make it to be like, this marvellous age. But at the end of the day, at least whenever I do pop my clogs and say goodbye, at least I've enjoyed the time that I've had while I've been around. So if I only made it to like 60 or something, because I had because I wasn't the most healthiest eater, and maybe I got some illnesses through not getting the right vitamins or something, I don't know. At least I've had 60 years of an absolutely belting life, do you know what I mean? At least I haven't had 80 years of, eating stuff that I don't really enjoy and not enjoying my meals and not wanting to eat my meals because there's stuff on the plate that I don't really like, but thinking that, I've got to do this and it's the only way. And to be honest, I think it's all overrated. I think a lot of it is like supermarkets and companies, they want to make money. So if people think, they've got to eat this stuff, to get their five a day, they'll go and buy it and, it sells it off the shelves. I'm not saying it's not good for you, but at the end of the day, I think a lot of it is just to get people to spend more money. So more people are spending, and there's less people that are actually, less people that are not spending, and then the companies and the people that are growing them, and the people that are selling them, the supermarkets, they're making profit and business on them. Because a lot of people buy fruit and veg because a lot of people eat them. So a lot of people are going to go and buy like peas, and a lot of people are going to go and buy like carrots and broccoli and other bits and bobs. So it just makes sense, doesn't it, to them that it's a money making thing. But yes, I had a nice dinner. Like I say, I enjoyed it. It was beautiful. The only disappointing thing was the Yorkshire puddings burnt. I made the Yorkshires, but I only made the mixture. I didn't like put them in the oven or anything. It was my mum and her bloke, if you like, who was sort of like doing the main cooking. They just said, look, you know how to make the good mixture, Noble, so make the mixture. So I made the mixture. I was like, oh, if all right, if I have to do. So that was all right. So I ate my food, and then I linked up with my boy Leeton, and we went back to his house where he had some friends and family over, for Christmas, and I went and joined them, and we just played a board game and just had a little bit of a laugh and a talk and a bit of a chill. And then me and Lee, we went out in the car and we rang some people that are on their own this Christmas. So we rang a few people just to sort of wish them a Merry Christmas, and just so they had something positive coming out of the day, if they, even if they had nothing else. We also went live and reflected on our sort of like year and just said Merry Christmas to everybody. And we got a few people watching as well, which was nice. And we had a little bit of a laugh and a bit of banter in the live stream, and it was a really good thing to do. It was really enjoyable, and it was just nice to see the love and support from people. So that was good to see. So I was buzzed about that, really buzzed actually. Just to see that going into effect, and to see that happening. And then Boxing Day, I had a bit of chilled out Boxing Day. I did I went with my friend Lee again in about dinner time. Well, just after dinner yesterday, we had a little bit of shopping to do. Well, he did mainly. I just sort of went with him, and he got a few Christmas cards. Just he had to post a few last minute ones and stuff like that. So I just went with him, that kind of thing. And then I came back home and chilled out, watched a bit of telly. I actually watched the Christmas Emmerdale just because there was an explosion to the pub, and I don't mind the soaps. Like, I'll honestly sit here and say I don't mind them. But on the other hand, I don't sit there and watch every episode. I watch it now and again. So sometimes if there's nothing on and I'm having my tea, I'll put it on just because I can sit through and watch it. I'll also sometimes just watch it if there's nothing else on. And like I say, if there's something like quite big happening, like a big storyline, like an explosion or like a death, or something quite big supposed to happen, like maybe like a stunt episode, then I do like to lock in just to see what happens. And obviously at Christmas, soaps always plan some sort of like biggish sort of storylines, if you like. And Emmerdale was having the pub explosion, so I just thought, you know what, I want to watch it. I just want to see the pub explode. So I was quite pleased about that. So I watched that, catched up obviously on record, and I had a little bit of a mix and stuff. And then last night I went through to Scunthorpe for a rave, Fraction, which was put on by Nico D and a friend of his. They're bringing an old brand back, and they're putting some nights on again in Scunthorpe. And all I've got to say is yesterday they put on only what I can describe a really good Boxing Day party, and it absolutely blew me away because it was kind of like a last minute thing. They wanted to bring this brand back, and obviously there's been talks in the press and the news about a possible lockdown again because of this spread of the Omicron coronavirus. So I think they just thought, well, there might not be much more chance that we're going to get to go out and dance and rave, etc. So why don't we put this little night on Boxing Day? So it was a little bit last minute. It was sort of put out a bit last minute. There was a flyer sort of come out last minute, but a quick bit of promotion, and it happened last night, and the place was rammed. People was loving it. People was raving. People was dancing, and it was just a really, really enjoyable night. It was just, everybody was just having a good time, and it was just absolutely fantastic. Nico absolutely smashed it out the park with the night, and he's got my full support of the night. He's been a very supportive person for me this year. He's always had nice things to say about me. He's always sort of like said, you're doing well at the moment. It's good to see that you're doing well. And I was on playing at Stomping last weekend. He was also playing there in the main room, and he came and showed a bit of support, and a couple of other people that was at Stomping was there last night, and it was like, you played a really good set, you played a banging set, and stuff like that. So I was like, I was, sort of thank you. You know, I was very sort of thankful and overwhelmed, and Nico did say that he's going to put me on one of the nights as well that he's going to do. So I'll be looking forward to blasting out a set in there. I don't know what he'll want me to play. If he wants me to play like a hardcore set, then I've got a pretty decent idea. And red. Yeah, I think it's just the angle of the camera, and it's just to do with the lighting. Let me put my main light on, and it might fix that. Yeah, it's fixed it instantly. It's quite a dark, dull day. It's a very dark and dull day. But yeah, so going back to it, it was just an absolutely belting night. I just enjoyed the vibe. There was a duo one called Hyperbeats, and they played like a sort of modern, sort of like hardcore set. There's an Australian label called 170. They pump out these like hardcore tunes, but they've got real heavy drops in them, and they've got real euphoric breakdowns. And a lot of similar tunes like that, and they really smashed the set. It was the set of the night for me, easily the set of the night for me. And Triple XL was there as well, doing his Makina stuff, but he just they all absolutely ripped it. They ripped it a new one, if you like. Yeah, they ripped it a new one. So I was very pleased with how the night went. And that sort of topped off my Boxing Day, which brings us to now, where I'm just chilling and doing this live. I've just chilled today. I'm actually going down to Essex tonight, believe it or not. I know, crazy. I don't even know how I end up getting about so much, but my friend Lee, he gets invited to these places VIP. And I think it's sort of safe to say now that me and Lee have just become like this like duo. So the layman is like, you know, Noble comes down as well, and stuff like that as like Lee's plus one. So we're going down to this little rave party in Essex, and I know you're probably thinking like, you know, on a Monday, like it's a Monday, it's not Boxing Day anymore. Won't people be saving themselves for New Year? But it's this little secret rave party, and that's all I can really say about it. You know, we're going down south to this little secret rave party, and we're going to meet a couple of familiar faces down there in the rave scene. So I'm looking forward to it. Easy Vibes, Sid P, a couple of other people are going to be down there, so I'm looking forward to it, most definitely. But other than that, that has really, if you like, that's been Noble's Christmas. That's what I've been doing for Christmas, and like I say, absolutely enjoyed the vibes, enjoyed the sound of everything that's gone on this Christmas, and I hope that you all have a smashing New Year. I'm not certain what I'm doing for New Year yet. Obviously it does. Some of it relies on Boris. I'm not sure if I'm going to an event or if I'm going to a New Year's party at my friend's house yet. So I'm just going to see what goes down. You know, I'm sure I'll keep you posted with what I'm doing. So like, comment, share. We'll see you all next time, people. Have a belting Christmas. Well, the rest of Christmas, if you like. That'll do.